And I usually trade up until usually 1:30 or 2 o'clock my time, which is 3 o'clock New York time. I usually don't trade the close too frequently. If I'm gonna take swing trades, I'll spend the last hour of the market time to initiate those trades. So that's kind of how I balance my trading. And then as far as outside market hours, once the market closes, at 3 o'clock my time, that's it for trading. I don't look at a chart. I don't look at anything. I just kind of clear my mind of trading. I do go on my website, of course, but aside from that, that's the only thing I do that's trading related. And I think it's really important that we have, a real distinct time. Here's the time that I trade. Here's the time that I spend, with my friends, family, and clearing my head, of the market.
Yeah. So, what should we call it? On average, maybe 4 hours, 5 hours just in trading on a daily basis you spend?
Yeah, I'd say 4 to 5 hours a day is about average for me.
Okay. Yeah. So I hear you talk about you like within the first couple hours of the market opening, you check a lot of stuff. Can you explain to the viewers that we have there that are just starting? Because I've talked to a lot of traders who are just starting since I'm coaching. They get really obsessed with technical analysis that when they see a cup and handle pattern or inverted head and shoulders, they go long regardless of what the market's doing. Can you maybe just explain a little bit how important the whole market is?
Sure. My number one rule and one of the first things I teach to my students is follow the broad market. Follow the broad market, follow the broad market, follow the broad market.
Yep.
And that is really one of the most important things, I think, because if every other stock in the world's crashing and your stock, you think it's going to go up because you see a perfect, ascending triangle, or you see that head and shoulders or whatever it might be, follow the market. Don't take that trade if the market's crashing, if the market's doing the opposite of what you want to see. And that's something that kind of took me a little while to catch on to. I used to disobey that rule quite frequently.
Funny.
And more times than not, those trades go against you. And usually they go against you pretty hard too. So, I think
Go ahead.
I think it's really important that, if there's a trend in the market or if there's an overall feeling of, the bulls are in control or the bears are in control, you have to, that's the number one thing that leads you as a trader. You have to follow that.
Yep.
Otherwise you're just, you're fighting everyone else, and there's no need to do that.
I agree. The same tide lifts all boats.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, how has trading affected your lifestyle? Like freedom-wise and money-wise, I guess.
Sure. Money-wise, it's been great to me. I've been, really successful lately. It's really, financial independence is one of the greatest things you can experience, I think. People say money isn't everything, but money certainly does make your life a lot easier. I can go out, wherever I want to dinner. I can do, go on vacation when I want to. I can do what I want. So it's really freed me up from, depending on large corporations or depending on a company that, I'm getting a little dingy paycheck for all the hard work I do.
Yes.
Likewise, in trading, your paycheck usually is reflective of, how hard you work.
Yeah, performance-based.
Exactly. And it's really great that I hold myself accountable for my own paycheck. If I have a horrible month, the only one responsible for that is myself. I can't, say, my company's doing bad. I can't say my boss, forced me to do something wrong. I'm in charge of myself. So with that being said, while those are really great things, there's a lot of negatives that come with that too. And I think it takes a really specific type of person to be a successful trader. You have to have a lot of self-discipline. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to be responsible for your actions. And a lot of newer traders don't have those qualities. I think that's something that you can be coached on and you can be taught, but you really need to have, the determination to follow through with that. There's a lot of freedom that comes with trading. I can take off a month if I want to next month and go wherever I want in the world, but is that really wise for me to do that? One thing that I used to struggle with was kind of forcing myself to wake up every morning and sit at my desk and trade. It was like I have this job where I can work whenever I want. So I would, take off time every other day. I would, be goofing around doing my own thing. And it's like, you can't do that. You have to really get a feel for the market. You have to force yourself to sit there and trade. Trading's an exciting profession, but as well as I do, there's a lot of times the market's just going sideways and you're just sitting there bored out of your mind. So it's like
Yeah.
You really have to have the discipline required to not only make yourself sit there, but when you don't see what you want to see, make sure you're not trading, make sure you're not trading out of boredom, and really just have the focus and discipline to follow through with your trading plan.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, like what you said, the market's not going to move, every day. There's some days where the
Right.
market's just going to go flat. And what I want to tell to the viewers out there is that if you don't see any opportunities in the market and the market's not moving, don't feel obligated to trade. It's not an obligation. You only trade when you see, some great opportunities in the market. And, if there's nothing today, then just, sit back, go out, do something else. If the market's not showing you any opportunities, there's no reason for you to stay and trade. So, yeah, I do agree with you. And what are, so you think the trading is not for everybody?
I don't think it's for everyone. There's some people that, they do very well in a structured environment. They do very well at a workplace where, here's where you're supposed to be here. You're here from 9 to 5. Here's the rules. Here's exactly what I want you doing. And, they're not that type of independent and, they're not very self-motivated. So I don't think those individuals would do extremely well in a trading environment.
Again, I agree. I agree. So, what have been some of your failures, like when you were just starting, and what have you learned from them?
I've had, tons and tons of failures as a trader. And some of those failures have made me the trader that I am today. They're some of my strengths now. There's tons of things. I really struggled for quite a while with my psychology. My mentor really focused on that with me. I read a really great book, Trading in the Zone, which really helped me with my mentality. So I'd say my psychology initially was one of my weakest points as a trader. I wasn't following my plan properly. I got kind of trigger shy where I wouldn't, hit buy when I was supposed to, or I wouldn't get out of a position when I was supposed to. So I think that my psychology was very weak, and through my mentor, through some books that I've read, and through experience, I think my psychology is one of my strongest points now. So that just because you come into the marketplace with some enormous weakness doesn't mean that you can't build off of that and make that one of your greatest strengths.
Yes. Good answer. Good answer. And what motivates you and what drives you? Like, what makes you get up in the morning and say, man, I'm really excited today because I'm going to start trading again? What's the one thing? Is it money?
You know what? Money is a huge part of it. I really love trading. It's really an interesting profession for me. I really have a drive to trade. So, it's a combination of money and as well as a passion that I have towards trading.
Yeah. And passion is very, very important. You can't, start trading and make trading your career if you're not passionate about it. If you don't love it, I would suggest that you just stay away from it. You gotta love it. And, money is a big factor, but I think it's second. I think it's you gotta do it for the love of it, not for the money.
I agree.
So, what do you think is the most stressful part in trading?
There's so many different things that are stressful. There's, trades going against you. There's trades just not doing the right thing. Sometimes the market just acts really irrationally, especially on lower volume, kind of just drifts around. So I think it's really frustrating when a position that, 9 times out of 10 would go in your favor goes against you. For me, that's something that I always, no matter how good of a trader you are, you get frustrated at that kind of stuff. It's just what is going on here? What are these other traders thinking? Why are they selling? They should be buying, Yeah. So that's one of the things that still kind of gets on my nerves as a trader.
Okay. All right. And what is your greatest fear? And how do you manage that fear?
I think anyone's fear in trading is probably losing money and blowing their account balance. And the best way to manage that is just proper money management. If I ever have a day where I'm, losing more than a certain amount, I just stop trading. That's it. Go outside, enjoy the day, get my mind off of it. There's tons of, money management tactics that you can employ to make sure that you don't, blow your account and that you don't have, 1 week or 1 month that just ends your whole career as a trader.
Yeah. And, what the other problem I've noticed with newer traders is that when they lose money in the market, instead of them just staying away, they have that revenge attitude.
Right, revenge trading.